Hello guys, sorry for the troubles here to begin the call. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. Okay. So if anyone enters, just comment so I can see that there is someone watching the call. Otherwise, it's going to be recorded for people to watch it later. So welcome to the People Management Consultancy time. My name is Fernanda. I'm the actual MCVP PM for AIESEC in France for the term 1819. And I'm going to start telling you a little history of the roles of TM or PM in AIESEC in France. So in the term 14-15, we started with Ali. He was the first MC/OD TM that we had in that year. In the following year, he became MCP of AIESEC in France, and then we had his successor, Noemi, and she also concluded her term. But then in 16-17, the other MC/OD TM, she got fired in December, and then the MCP of that time, he decided to separate TM and OD. So in January of 2017 was the first time that France actually had an MC/TM. And then Barbara was her name. She finished those 6 months. And for the term 17-18, David, the actual MCP, he was elected to be MC/TM in that time. But right in the beginning of the term, he was reallocated. And then another girl took over TM. But this girl was also fired in April of 2018. So right now, in the term 18-19, we decided to change the name of the commission from TM to PM regarding worldwide trends and how much the JD of this area was misunderstood inside AIESEC in France, and to make people not look anymore only for talents, but also for people is one of the whys of those change. So as you can see, I am going to be the first MC, TM, or PM to finish the term since. And you can see that we had a lot of process were lost in AIESEC in France, and a lot of time was the LCPs, the whole federation, they did not have transition. So they were beginning the term as LCPs or LCVPs without knowing what they were supposed to do. In the beginning of August, so we had only 7% of TM process implemented accordingly to the worldwide 2 that AI has. We also had only 48% of our talent capacity because it was holidays, so people were leaving AIESEC, or the terms were shifting since here in the LC term, so global timeline, they run in the MC timeline. Only 48% of our talent capacity were full, which means that more than 50% of our members were not in AIESEC. So we had a huge gap in terms of people working for AIESEC. Other than that, we also had no middle management, so non-LC had team leaders. All the areas or the commissions, they were run by the LCVPs. So what happened is right after recruitment, sometimes we had one VP taking care of 9 members in just one commission. Because of the holidays, we had no team management, so everyone went back home. Everyone was enjoying holidays, and they were not putting some effort or putting time to work for AIESEC. So in September, our recruitment began. We start to plan for recruitment actually in August, but in September it started to, the classes were back, so they could start to selection and allocation. Also in August, we had no people analytics to provide reports. I had to base my percent of team process implemented. Other than that, there was no data for me to base my decisions or for me to base my term from now on. And also, in AIESEC in France, in the beginning of my term, they had no clarity of the job description of the VPTM. So each LC understood one thing that the VPPM needs to do. And this was one of the first things that I worked with them to actually define what were the JDs and what are the responsibility, their KPIs, and their measure of success. So in terms of PM process implementation, you will see that we grow in each month, and right now we have 65%, 65.9% of TM process implemented, and comparing that in the beginning we had only 7.9. So it was a huge growth for AIESEC in France in only 7 months of implementation. But since we don't have 100% yet, the main gaps that we have right now in terms of PM process implementation are those. So in GET, we only don't have 100% of implementation in GET because our LCs, they don't run recruitment according to the operation needs. So our operational peak is June, July, and they are only going to run recruitment on August, for example, August. So I cannot say that this is aligned with the global TM process. And also here, since we had a lack of talent and capacity, we were not selecting people only for front office. Some LCs could select people only for front office, but were not 100% of my LCs. So I don't consider that in terms of recruitment. Process. So team leaders who in PDPs, team leaders education, we don't have so far because so far we didn't have middle managements. Just right now, this month, we start to run team leaders application. So every gap that we have in terms of develop, it is because of team leaders. For key process, what we still don't have is revising recognitions. Some LCs, they do have some R&R systems, but they don't have some spreadsheets, or they don't have full transparency, so I cannot track the implementation of R&R. This is why I also do not consider that AIESEC in France has this process implemented. And also in terms of succession, so in terms of pipeline for leadership, it's also very difficult for us to have people who apply for LCP, who apply for LCVP, and even for MC in AIESEC in France. So this is also something that we are still working, and I cannot say that I have 100% of implementation in succession. In terms of report, if you come back here to see the percentage per month, you'll see that only in November we start to grow, because until then the report process were different. So in November, AI downscaled the new requirements for TM process of report. And then you will see here that today we only have 85% of report implemented, because the rest of it is HR, is LC's reporting to the MC, because this is the only one that it's missing regarding the implementation checklist. So what I'm now is start to have the awareness that they need to use people analytics and their data to actually do next steps, or to provide action plans, or to have conclusions for the things that we are doing. So I would say that right now, those things are the main gaps that we have in terms of achieving 100% of TM process implementation. So until July, what I still intend to do and what is still in my plan is I'm still going to work and collect a lot of data to report on. I am aiming to have a complete CRM until the end of July. Right now, I don't have a complete CRM due to lack of updates, or due to lack of forms answered. So my CRM right now, it's ongoing, it's working, but it's going to, I expect that by the end of July, I'm going to have 100% of accuracy between CRM and actual HR. So as I just said, we are also running CL's election right now. I have 2 NSTs, people analytics, who are going to work mainly with the project of the LCs to start report to the MC, and also for them to use the KPIs and the measurable of success that we agreed on the first semester, for them to see how far have they gone, or whatever they did in terms of relevance for their LCs as well. PDPs is something that I also started to implement it back in September. So since right now it's a new semester, I am starting to implement again with the newbies, and to make sure that they have their personal plans inside AIESEC, because with the PDPs is the only way that I have to know if members are achieving their goals or not. One system of network management that it's working a lot for me is newsletters. So since the beginning of the term, I'm sending newsletters for the VPs with to-dos or with the main topics of the week, and it's been helpful both for me and for them. We also did one national education cycle as MC, but in Cornerstone, and since the access there is super difficult and it's not consumer friendly, we are now building a new hub for AIESEC in France, and we are going to put all the trainings that we provided inside this new hub. One project that in OD in our last conference is for PM to actually plan their KPIs and MOS. So today my VPs, they plan already 5 KPIs that they have until the end of the semester, and we're going to keep track on it if they are achieving it or not. Those KPIs are team standards implementation, CRM, retention rate. I'm sorry if I don't remember all of them right now, but you can ask me later and then I will let you know what are the 2 ones that I'm missing. So here I have the current state of AIESEC in France. So those are the 3 goals that I agreed on with my VPs in the beginning of the term. My goal until the end of the term 18-19 is to achieve 70% of PM process implementation, 80% of team standards, and 70% of members achieving their goal. And accordingly to the last engagement survey, this is the goals that we have right now. So in average, 80% of TM process, 65% 60 process implemented, and only 18% of our members are achieving their goals. So if you click here later, when I send you this slide, if you click here in more of the current state, you will have the full report that AI provided from this engagement survey. And by the end of this month, we're going to have the new engagement survey results. So yeah, this was my PM consultancy time. If you need me, you can just contact me, and good luck. I'm just going to check if there is no one online to do questions, because if we do, we can open up right now for questions. So there is no one here. I'm going to keep myself open for questions if you have to. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.